Hello there, Ray here, and today I would like to share with you my ultimate storage system design. This storage system is designed to give you flexibility on how you store items as well as crafting them. So what this is capable of doing is coming in and sorting out any type of stackable item, placing those items into a shulker box which is accessible by the player, and this shulker box, if it happens to get full, is automatically broken off and stored into chest. And we are also capable of coming in and sorting off any type of shulker box that has a single type of item, and it will correctly place those shulker boxes into the right place. And we also have a system, if you want to, which will automatically unload these boxes and then place items down into chests which can easily be broken, and items can be dropped down here, and then the player can easily craft those items up into a finished product and then place that finished product into this shulker box, which once full will automatically break off and then send its contents back around, which will automatically be sorted into the right location again. I call it the ultimate storage system because it's the ideal system where the player doesn't have to do any work. In this system, everything is automated. The only part where we need the player is when we craft up the items down below. There are two main corridors with this system. The top corridor here gives you access to every type of item that you have stored. Each of these slices will contain one type of item. Same goes for this side. And up above, we have access to this shulker box. If you just need a couple items, you can grab them from here. And down below gives you access to a large amount. So in here, we have all those items stored into shulker boxes already. So if you need large amounts for a project, you just come in here and grab those. The nice thing about this corridor is that you can easily walk down it and access the chests as well as the shulker boxes on the right and the left. And the corridor down below is mostly used for crafting. And here you can have access just by coming down through these trapdoors. If you do want to label these chests, you can either put down a item frame or else you can just put a block down here to represent what's in the chest. Now down here is, like I said, it's just for crafting mostly. And you come down here and you would just break this chest and all the items are placed on the ground. And then you can just pick up the items and place them into the crafting grid. And then once you have crafted up all the items that you need, you can just place those crafted items into this shulker box, and once the shulker box is full of that type of item, it will automatically be broken off and sent up into the system above to be sorted out again. Although there's quite a bit of stuff going on with this system, all this is consist of just smaller parts put together that all work together to do a single thing. You may even recognize some of these parts as being things I've shown before. So right off the bat, we have a simple item sorter on top, and the way I'm pulling items across is just by using hoppers, but you can use water streams if you want to. Now down below I have the system which I've shown before. This is a shulker box loader. So we have a shulker boxes that are being sent in. Empty ones comes in through this system here, which is a hopper cart on a rail, and they are put through here, and then they'll eventually be placed down here when needed. The items are come down here and they are placed into the shulker box, and once it's full we have a system which will detect that and break this off and place down a new one. These shulker boxes are then sent through this hopper here and stored into this chest over here. This back system is the same system which I've shown before, which is a bulk shulker box store, and the way that this system works is that the shulker box goes through one side, and well, the shulker box will go through this side here, and then the item goes through this system over here. And once it's detected with this item filter, then the shulker box will be sent across and placed into this chest over here. That's where we get items. Our shulker boxes are full of one type of item over here. So right underneath this chest is another nifty system. This is a shulker box unloader with a couple extra things added onto it. What will happen is the shulker box will come down and then they'll go through here. Once it go past this hopper, it will put a signal off here, which will be detected by these observers, and it will cause this dispenser here to drop one of the shulker boxes here full of items. The shulker box will start being unloaded. So the items start being sent down this hopper line. Also at the same time, it will allow this piston to extend, and this will cause this piston here to power and drop off this cauldron, which will lock this hopper over here. This is a good thing because we don't want to pull out all the shulker boxes that are up in this chest. And this way we can keep these hoppers and droppers empty. Now, the system also comes down here and removes this power from this hopper. That way, the redstone or whatever items inside of it can go straight down into storage. When it's time to break the chest, what will happen is that it'll go empty, and this will cause this piston to come up and lock this hopper, and then cause this observer to come down and power this piston, which will break the shulker box, and it'll go into this hopper here, and it'll be sent into this hopper line over here, which is just made for empty shulker boxes. That way we can sort them out and we can use them elsewhere back in the system. Items all come down here and they are placed into these chests here, and once the chests are full, then the system will back up and has a smart system which will say that items have reached all the way up to here and will come along and it will automatically power this dispenser, and therefore we cannot have any more items sent down here since we know it's already full, and then that allow any other shulker boxes to not be sent down as well. The system down here works mostly by itself, so after you have crafted up your items, you then place them into the shulker box. Now you may have seen me working on this one on stream as well, but my system was quite bulky, and Pineapplecake came in and he compacted it down quite a bit, and he came with this system, and it works really nice. The way that this one works is that when the shulker box finally gets full, then it'll put a comparator signal of 15 out over here, which will overwhelm this comparator. So currently this comparator is looking back at this cauldron, and when the signal hits 15, it will no longer be able to read this cauldron. Instead, we only be able to read this line, which will put off a signal, which is then will come in and will change this hopper to being locked, which is detected by this observer here, which will power this cauldron, and it will move this up, which will unlock this hopper. And this will allow it so that once it's broken off, it can go down into this hopper here. At the same time, it comes up here, and this redstone block comes along, and it will power this piston here, which will allow it to break. Then we also have observer, which detects that redstone block moving, and it will power this dispenser and put down a new empty shulker box. The shulker box full of items will be sent down this pipeline here, and then we just send those back around to this very top line over here, which is the shulker box sorter. This is the same one that I've shown before, and you just have this little system over here, which places down the shulker box, and then it will pull one item out, and the item goes this way down the hopper lines, and then afterwards it will break the shulker box, and the shulker box will go down this line. And they're both synchronized so that the when the item comes over here and is placed into its sorter, and it goes down this order, then the shulker box, which also represents that item, will be going down this order. So it's really simple to sort those items out. A nice thing about having the chests where they store the items like this right beside each other is you could come in and place items that are used for the same crafting recipe right beside each other. So something like redstone torches, you can put redstone dust here and sticks over here, and then you could break these two and craft redstone torches and place them into a shulker box. Or you can even place in, like beside it, you can have stone as well as redstone torches, and then you can break all three of those and you can make like repeaters. So it's really easy to try to customize crafting. It's one of the fastest ways to craft other than having like droppers, which will drop your items. The minimal distance where you can put these two slices together is 1 meter, and this is because this up here needs to be powering these rails. And this is a pretty good distance because you can get access to shulker boxes as well as the chest on both sides just by staying in the middle. If you want to, you can also put 3 meters in between. And I would recommend using odd numbers because it's a lot easier to build with odd numbers than it is even. And with this, you could reach all the components, but it's a little bit harder. Like you can't reach the far side of the shulker box, but you can reach this side of it. And same goes for here. Just whatever you want to do. But I would recommend just having 1 meter in between unless you want to have more room where you can walk around. Having this much flexibility comes with the downside of having quite a bit of components per slice. So I made a second version of this, which I will be showing soon, which minimizes the amount of components while having about the same amount of flexibility. So stay tuned for that. If you would want to build this up for your storage system on your very own world, I will provide a world download so you can check this out. There you have it, guys, the ultimate storage system. If you found this interesting, show me the like. If you'd like to see more automation in survival, subscribe and don't forget to comment. Bye-bye.